So as an extension, kind of as an extension to what we did yesterday, and this also helps you for the process of factorizing the next type, which we're going to start with tomorrow. We're doing a lesson on creating a common bracket so that you can factorize the common brackets. Okay, this is also referred to as grouping. Now, when creating a common bracket, you first group certain terms together from your expression, which is usually then first and second, third and fourth terms, okay? And then you take out a common factor from each group, and you then move along to take out the common bracket. So it's factorizing, 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 okay? But with all of these factorizing methods and all the different types, the best is to practice, 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 and you will get there to doing it without even thinking about it. But it's got to come from your side. So my grouping, I'm going to quickly get some colors here for grouping. So the first pair I'm grouping is AB plus BC, and then I'm also grouping AD plus CD. And then I take out the common factor that I have in this group for AB plus BC. And that, of course, is a B that's present in each of those terms. So B was multiplied, and then A plus C are the remaining parts of the terms that B was multiplied by. Plus, in the yellow circled group, I have a common factor of D. Okay, so D is my common factor, and then what remains is A plus C in each of those terms as well. And now you will see that we have a common factor of A plus C for each of my terms. So I skipped the step of dividing because, as I said, you guys at some stage, if you practice enough, will do this automatically. I'm doing it automatically already. I see there's a common factor B. I know it's got to go in front of the brackets. What remains? A there in the first term and C in the second term. Move on to my next group. Plus D. D was the common factor that goes in front of the next set of brackets. And then what remains in the first part? A, and in the second term, C. Now, we're moving along to factorizing these common brackets. And yes, you notice probably that the common brackets would be A plus C, which are alike for both terms. So that is now my common factor, which is a common bracket, A plus C. And now in the second set of brackets, we just have to write what remains, and that is B in the first one. So I'm just going to write here. We have divided, let me do that in a different color. We have divided by A plus C, okay, divided by A plus C, and now remaining in the first term would be B, and in the second term would be D, positive D, so plus D. Okay, and that is your fully factorized bracket. Do you guys want to maybe try the next one on your own? So pause, try it, and come back and check the solution that I'm going to do. Okay, so now the solution. If I group my first and second term, once again, and I group my third and fourth term, then I have in my first term common factor of at least an A in each term. There's no numerical value, but a variable value of A that's common to both. Then in the second set of brackets, I quickly want to make a note here for you that if a negative value is the first term of what you have to factorize, then it becomes part of your factor, because there's a negative in each of a negative and a positive. So part of your common factor. Why? Because remember, in a positive, we've got a negative factor and a negative factor. In a negative, there's a positive factor and a negative factor. So if you're going to divide, then you're always just going to have the opposite term remaining. So once again, I'm not going to do all the parts of division. I'm just going to go slow here. If you have questions, guys, you're more than welcome to ask me or your teacher to just explain or re-explain something. So in this yellow circled group, I have a negative, so that is part of my common factor, and 4. Okay, and then here, this positive 48 can also divide by negative 4. I'm just going to write it in here. We're dividing each term there by negative 4, and here we're going to divide by a, positive a. And see the difference. There I had a positive first term, so there's no negative that needs to be taken out as a common factor. But here in this group, my negative is my first term written in order, and therefore I have a negative 4 as common factor. So let's go ahead with that answer. And that gives you that a for the first group is my common factor. So what happens when you say a squared divided by a? Of course, you apply the law of exponents, which say that when you divide by the same base, subtract the exponents, and 2 minus 1 leaves you with a to the power of 1 minus, and then in this example, 1 minus 1 is 0, and anything to the power of 0 is 1. So it just remains as a minus 12. That is the remainder from your first group. And then remember, we said negative 4 is my common factor for the second group, and then remaining we will have a only for your second group in the brackets, and then 48 divided by negative 4 for the last term in your second group would be negative 12. Remember, you're also dividing those signs. Okay, and now you will see it is simple because we have got the common bracket a minus 12. So we divide each term by that a minus 12 bracket now. Okay, to take it out as a common factor for the next step. So a minus 12 is going to be the common factor, and then the remainder is in the first term a, and in the second term we have negative 4 remaining, and that is it. Okay, so you can move along to doing the worksheet on creation of common brackets, which you guys see, and here it is. All the questions on this worksheet are to be done. All right, people, so have a beautiful day. See you in the next lesson. Stay safe.